Join me and learn how to knit these beautiful bobbles to add some texture to your knitting. Let's get started. Right, so I'm going to show you how to knit these gorgeous little bobbles that are all over the Bobbalicious Modern Layette for Toddlers, the new Debbie Bliss collection. And in the Bobbalicious Layette, there's a gorgeous little cardigan and a skirt, all sorts of lovely things that have these little gorgeous bobbles on them. So I thought we'd show you how to make a bobble using the instruction MB Make Bobble as it's used in these patterns. So let me show you how we do it. So I've knitted 3 just to show you how they look. I'm going to knit and pop one in the middle there. We'll do another couple of bobbles to show you. So I'm going to knit to the place where we want our bobble to be. So let's just work along. I'm knitting this in Debbie Bliss Cashmerino Aran, which is a gorgeous, super soft yarn on 5mm needles. So here's the stitch we're going to make this bobble on. Now the bobble is really a sort of a collection of extra stitches that comes into a bobble. So the first thing that we do is we knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 into this stitch. So I'm going to put my hand over here just so that you can see. It doesn't matter whether you're knitting this English style or continental, the premises are just the same. So we knit into that stitch, and then without dropping the stitch, bring the yarn to the front and then knit into the purl into the stitch, and then take the yarn back around and knit into the stitch, and then bring the yarn to the front and purl into the stitch. And that's given us 4 stitches there. So we've created an extra 3 stitches, and then we're going to turn the work around, and you see there's our little extra stitches that we've made. We're going to purl into those 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we turn the work again, and we're just working on these 4 stitches here. So we're going to knit them 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see our little stitch collection there for the bobble is growing. Then we turn the work again, and we're going to purl these 4 stitches again. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we turn right round back to the right side of the work. And I just want to show you what we've got there is a little collection of extra stitches that's going to make up our bobble, but we now need to decrease the top to make it look like a bobble. So what we do is we slip these 2 stitches, the first 2, slip, slip, and then we're going to knit these 2 together. So just come underneath, knit those 2 stitches together, and then we're going to pass these 2 stitches over the top. So I'm just going to slide my needle underneath those 2 and lift it over the top. There. And that is our little bobble, and you can see when I knit the next stitch, there it is. So let's do that again and put another bobble over here. So I'm just going to knit along the row to where we're going to put our bobble. So I think we'll put it here. It might not be quite in the middle, but then this is only a swatch, so it doesn't really matter. Right, so that's the stitch we're going to put our bobble into. So we're going to knit, purl into this one stitch, and let's do it nice and slowly. So we knit, then bring your yarn to the front and purl, then take the yarn back around and knit it again, and then bring your yarn to the front and purl it again. So now we have those extra stitches on the needle. I'm going to turn the work around, and there they are. We're just going to work on these 4. So we purl them, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work again, and there's our 4 stitches, remember, that we're working on. Then we're going to knit them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we turn the work again, and we purl them again, those 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when we turn the work back to the right side, you can see there's our little bobble in the making, and we need to decrease at the top. So we're going to slip, slip, and then knit these 2 stitches together. So put the needle in, knit them together, and then we lift up the 2 slipped stitches, these 2 there. So we lift them up and lift them over the stitch, and that brings the bobbles together. So I'm just going to knit the next stitch and knit to the end of the row so we can see it properly. Just unravel a bit there so you can see it. And there we have 2 gorgeous bobbles that we've just knitted, and that is how you use the instruction MB, make bobble. So now you've mastered beautiful bobbles. You can add texture to all your knits, scarves, hats, cushions, even blankets. Let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear from you, so don't forget to leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel for loads more fantastic stitch guides. Happy knitting!